I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. Representative Elaine Luria, a member of the January 6th committee, released new footage from depositions with Trump aides and family members, including Jared Kushner and Ivanka Trump. They detailed how former President Trump resisted giving a speech on January 7th, condemning the violence and saying that those who broke into the Capitol would be prosecuted under the fullest extent of the law. This was despite most of his inner circle encouraging him to deliver that message. The footage released by Luria also showed a draft of his speech with lines crossed out, allegedly by Trump, revealing what he didn't want to say. During their hearing last week, the committee played outtakes from that speech that showed Trump cutting lines as he read. Take a look at the new testimony.
I'm not sure when those conversations began because they could have started early the next morning, but I believe they started that evening, on the evening of the 6th.
I thought we should give the statement on the 7th and obviously move forward on transition.
I sat with her, I spoke to Miller about trying to put together some draft remarks for Jan 7 that we were going to present to the president to try to say. We felt like it was important to further call for de-escalation.
From what I understood at the time and from what the reports were coming in, there's a large concern of the 25th Amendment potentially being invoked, and there were concerns about what would happen in the Senate if the 25th was invoked. So the primary reason that I had heard, other than, we did not do enough on the 6th, we need to get a stronger message out there and condemn this, otherwise this will be your legacy. The secondary reason to that was, think about what might happen in the final 15 days of your presidency if we don't do this. There's already talks about invoking the 25th Amendment. You need this as cover.
Do you recognize what this is?
It looks like a copy of a draft of the remarks for that day.
Okay. And as you can see throughout the document, there are lines crossed out. There's some words added in. Do you recognize the handwriting?
It looks like my father's handwriting.
In my view, he needed to express very clearly that the people who committed violent acts, went into the Capitol, did what they did, should be prosecuted and should be arrested.
It looks like here that he crossed out that he was directing the Department of Justice to ensure all lawbreakers are prosecuted to the full extent of the law. We must send a clear message, not with mercy, but with justice. Legal consequences must be swift and firm. Do you know why he wanted that crossed out?
I don't know.
And that needed to be stated forcefully. They did not represent him or his political views in any form or fashion.
He also has crossed out, I want to be very clear, you do not represent me. You do not represent our movement. Do you know why he crossed that language out of the statement?
I don't know.
Can you describe a little more for me about what Mr. Kushner was asking you to do?
I don't remember if it was a video message or a speech he was going to give or something, but I know people were deciding like what he should say or what he should do. And then he knew, since I'm always with him, that, hey, if he asks your opinion, try to nudge this along. This will help everything cool down. So that's what I did.
Nudge it along in what way? What does that mean?
To make sure he delivers this speech or whatever it was. I don't know if it was a video or a speech or something. It was either, it was within a few days after January 6th.
Was the implication that the president was in some ways reluctant to give that speech?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you base that on?
The fact that somebody has to tell me to nudge it along.